I'm actually distraught about the Rodrygo and Real Madrid situation, guys. I'm really, really distraught about it. I think this whole situation has gone completely out of hand. We're leaving a player, a really good player, by the way, to rot on the flipping bench, yeah? Literally rotting on the bench while we have an absolute bozo out on field who's doing absolute nothing on the pitch for a whole year, may I remind you. And we have literally players now wanting to leave Real Madrid, and this player is Rodrygo. And from all the talk about Rodrygo going to Chelsea or Liverpool or whoever it is, Bayern Munich, I want this guy to stay. And I want Vini flipping dropped as soon as that season starts. This guy, and I recorded a video that's going to come out tomorrow, and I'm absolutely fuming that we have a player in Vini that is not doing anything at all, and Rodrygo is being made the scapegoat. He's the one that Alonso, and this is Alonso's fault, by the way, that he didn't even give Rodrygo a chance in the Club World Cup. Not one chance. He came on, made a little cameo appearance, and that's it. So it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that Rodrygo, such a technical, tight and tidy footballer, especially on the pitch, is being made the scapegoat. Is it Rodrygo's fault? Is it his fault that he's sitting on the bench? No, it's not. Because he's not being played in his flipping position. Come on, people, man. Come on, Real Madrid fans. Wake up, smell the coffee. Until you actually start making your voice heard outside the stadium saying Vini needs to be dropped. Until that happens, he's going to be given a free pass. He's going to be given a free pass. That's it. He's like literally has no competition. What competition does Vini have? Guys, in the chat, in the comments, if you're watching this on replay, what competition does Vini have? At all. At all. He has none. That's why he's been given main priority on the left wing, because Mbappe is playing up front and Vini is playing on the left wing. I'm fuming. I went to the Bernabéu today. I filmed many pieces of content to launch. And a lot of the frustration from a lot of the fans. I was talking to a lot of fans out there off camera. And a lot of English fans as well. And people who speak English. And people who speak Spanish but also can speak a bit of English as well. And they were saying that Vini is a main problem at Real Madrid. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the fans outside the stadium are calling Vini Jr. a problem? Man like Vinicius Jr. is a problem. Because I have to admit that when I look at Vini and I look at his time at Real Madrid, in total, yes, the numbers speak for themselves. I've said that Vini has many times done amazingly well for this club. Certain seasons has really literally pulled us out of certain games and really given us the momentum and carried it in games single-handedly. But if a player doesn't perform, if he's out of form, and let me remind you that the contract negotiations have been stalling with Vini. According to news outlets, according to routers, that Vini's contract negotiations are currently stalling at the moment. Why do you think that is? And I will get to your comments. It is live, yeah? I'm getting to your comments very soon, guys. I'm getting to your comments very soon. And I just want to make my points about Rodrygo for about the next 5 minutes or so you can really understand what I'm talking about. And I'm speaking to fans. They are clueless at the moment. They don't know what Vini's doing and what's his part in this team. Now, I'm talking about the Club World Cup by itself. There's a change from Ancelotti to Alonso. And that change has been dramatic. You see the players moving. You see the players creating patterns of play, creating attacking position changes where certain players are making different runs that are under Ancelotti, sorry. And Alonso is clearly moving in the right direction, apart from obviously the PSG loss, which I've already stated my case on that as well, and I'm not going to talk any more about it. But with Alonso trying to build a team around a consistent pass-move system where we build up slowly also, but also with effect. Vini does not fit that system. He does not fit it at all. So I am really annoyed by Alonso as well, who decided to put on Vini throughout the Club World Cup and did not give Rodrygo even a single start. Not even a single start. And you're wondering why Rodrygo wants to leave and why he wants to talks with Liverpool, talks with Chelsea, talks with Bayern Munich. Obviously, because Diaz looks like he's on the way out in Liverpool. Right fit. It's a perfect fit for Rodrygo, isn't it? So what are we doing here as Real Madrid fans? What are we doing as a community? We are not being vocal enough about Vini. I told you already. Am I the only one that's seeing through this actual smoke? Am I the only one that sees through it? Potentially I am. And it's given me an absolute motivation to just scream, shout and say, Vini, you need to be dropped. You don't need to be sold, you need to be dropped. I mentioned this on the video today and you're going to see it coming out, that I said, Vini, if he's dropped, he's going to then put in the performances to keep his position. There's no competition. Zero competition. None whatsoever. So, hey, it's like giving someone a free Oyster card. Okay, go. Pass the barriers every day. Hey, I'll pay for your Oyster card. That's what Perez is saying. He's saying, okay, your position remains there. Your position remained there throughout the time. Alonso's saying the same thing. Because Perez doesn't want to actually go and find someone who can then replace Vini on the left wing. Because he thinks Vini's all magical, all star. He's the star player. He's the one that I see outside today in the Bernabéu on the back of many, many t-shirts. He's the one. He's the marketing man. He is more even marketable than Mbappe. That's what it is. So that's what it is. And Rodrygo is not given enough credit. He's not been given a chance to. He's been given a chance to play in the left wing last year by Ancelotti. Being given the chance when Vini was injured or suspended. That's the only time. And he done wonders on that left wing. I remember him playing with Mbappe, him playing with Brahim Diaz in that front three at times when Vini wasn't available. And he cooked. He cooked several times. So people in the comments now, I can see it, saying I'm a Vini hater. Oh, I can't stand this bum. He hates Vini so much. All I'm saying is, what has he done in the whole year that he's been a Real Madrid player in 2025? You flipping tell me. You fucking tell me. What has he done in the whole year? I'm waiting. Big up Dan Potts for the raid. Big up Dan Potts for the raid. Because I feel absolutely horrendous at the moment. Because I feel like I'm hating on a player, but I'm not actually hating. All I want to do is for him to improve. For Vini to improve, then I can say, okay, maybe Rodrygo needs to leave. But Rodrygo doesn't need to leave if Vini is there and he's not doing anything. Put Rodrygo in his flipping place, man. Put him in his place. God help us, man. God help us as Real Madrid fans, because this is going to go south. If we keep on insisting with this Vini, this Mbappe duo, it's not going to work. Either one of them has to leave. If Vini stays and Mbappe leaves sometime in the future, then so be it. But at least drop one of them. And get Garcia and Vini to play together, or Mbappe and Garcia to play together. That's it. That's all I'm saying. It is an absolute horrendous thing that I've seen in the Club World Cup, and it is Alonso's to blame. He is to blame for not even putting out Rodrygo in a starting position. I feel sorry for the guy. I feel sorry for Rodrygo because he's being left out to dry. It's annoying. And I feel like I'm crashing out on Kramer. I feel like I'm doing this. And I just look at the team and I picture the team next season. And I'm saying it's going to be Vini, Mbappe, and who's going to be on the right wing? Is Mastantuono going to be the right winger? Is he going to be the one that's going to be playing there? Because if he is, then Rodrygo is definitely going to be left out to dry. He is. Because I don't see Alonso playing a 3-4-2-1. I think he's going to stick to the 3-5-2 formation and play Vini and Gonzalo Garcia or Vini and Mbappe up front. And that is going to be also the death of him. Because guess what? Guess what? Garcia is going to be left out to dry as well. If Mbappe's fit and Vini's fit, you're going to see the same old 2-2-2-2-2-2-2 up fucking front. That's what you're going to see. Those same two up front. It is diabolical what I'm thinking in my head. Because if I see those two being priority treatment for those two to play up front, I am going to flipping lose it every single game. Because we're going to lose some games in the very first 10 if those two play up front. I do not want to see Mbappe and Vini play up front as a two. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've had enough of them playing in a free up front. Look what we did against PSG. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah? So it's... I just want to see the players that deserve it play. Rodrygo, you may say, oh, he doesn't deserve it. He didn't play also last year. 2025, he was horrible. But let me just say something. If you switch Rodrygo to the left wing, what happens? You tell me in the comments, guys. If we switch Rodrygo to the left wing, what happens? What do you think? And this is a question to each and every one of you who's watching this show right now. Rodrygo on the left wing, what happens? What happens? He cooks. Exactly. Because Rodrygo, I'm going to tell you for the 50th time that Rodrygo is a better technical footballer than Vinicius Jr. He is better on the ball. Miles better. About 5 to 10 times better than Vini on the ball. Why does everybody look at Rodrygo and say, that guy's a good fit? If you think Liverpool, I tell you know what? If he goes to Liverpool, I will physically do Liverpool watch-alongs as well, so I can see Rodrygo play in a good system. If he goes to Liverpool. Because I believe in Liverpool, he will be absolutely fantastic. He has silky, smooth touch on the football. Unlike Vini, he knows, he's creative, he works with a team, he knows how to build up the play. He doesn't go on solo runs 10 million times every single flipping game, does he? So this is what I'm saying. If he plays for Arsenal, I tell you what, yeah? I will watch some Arsenal games so I can just see Rodrygo play under Arteta. Because guess what happened last year? Well, Real Madrid got absolutely fucking battered by Arsenal. So him fitting in that Arteta system, yeah, and replacing potentially Martinelli, he will cook as well. But guess what? He's the only player in the world, Vini's the only player in the world that Rodrygo can't replace. He's the only one in the world that Vini is the star boy, he's the man of the min, he's the man of the minute, he's the man of the match. Every single game, every single Real Madrid fan just like, oh, Vini, oh, what's he going to do on the ball? What's he going to do on the ball? Oh, this is Vini, this is our star man. It's an absolute joke. Vini, when he's on it, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. When he's off it, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. There's no in between. There's no in between. Rodrygo is the sacrificial lamb. That's what he is. He is the guy that's been sacrificed time and time again so Vini can have priority treatment in this team. Give Rodrygo the position. Give him the position. See how he cooks. Because Alonso, for all he's saying, oh, that Rodrygo's not going to leave. He's not going to leave. He will leave. He will. He will. It's absolutely a horrendous, horrendous thing to see Rodrygo, such a talented footballer, being now ushered out of the club and potentially going to one main European rival. One rival in the Champions League, essentially. Liverpool or Arsenal, or even Chelsea. Even Chelsea. This is looking bleak, because as soon as he gets that money, as soon as he gets that paper, as soon as he gets that contract, this guy is going to cook in any single position that he goes to. Do you know what Rodrygo reminds me of? Yeah, he reminds me of a player that is always dedicated to a team performance, always dedicated to how the team works, how the team is going to press on throughout the game and give us all the opportunity in the world to actually pass it across the box or drive inside, then pass it across the box. But he's always looking for the next pass. Do you think Vini is always looking for the next pass? Vini's not looking for the next pass. Vini's thinking, blinkers on, I'm going forward, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me, give me the chance, give me the chance, give me the chance. That's all he's thinking. Oh, here we go, rile up the fans, get the fans standing up. Oh, here we go, arm waves in the air, arm waves in the air. But what have you done for the last 65 minutes in the game? Why are you doing arm waves when you've just had one opportunity to even get past a player? You do that and then you lose the ball anyway. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. I went in to get this shirt today and I saw people queuing up to get this shirt with Vini on the back. I saw people queuing up to get the shirt with Vini on the back. Do they even watch football? Do these people even watch football? I'm sorry to say it, but do they even watch it? So, do you know what? I was recording videos. I was like, do you know what? As soon as I get home, I'm setting up an emergency stream. I'm setting up an emergency meeting because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So, look, Rodrygo goes one way, potentially to Liverpool, and then potentially in reverse, if that's the case, who knows what's going to happen, Konate comes to Real Madrid. Do you know what? Will I be completely disappointed about that? Yes. Yes, I flipping will, because the main thing is Rodrygo. His player mentality. His mentality saying, okay, cool. What do I deserve at the moment? What do I deserve as a player? Do I deserve this absolute treatment when I'm going to be left on the bench every game? He's going to be left on the bench. I'm sorry. Rodrygo's going to be left on the bench. But if he goes to Liverpool and then we get Konate in reverse, then we do have squad depth in terms of defensive positions, in terms of centre-backs, in terms of a natural overcomer to Antonio Rudiger, a player that is completely strapped up 10 million times a year. And he's strapped up, he's playing, he's given his effort to play. But then we need someone who's going to be fighting fit. Yes, Konate's had his worries in the past, but I think he is a natural replacement for Antonio Rudiger. So Konate in reverse could be a decent deal. Could be a decent deal. Obviously, we want more money because Rodrygo, he's not going for less than 100 million. 100 million euros, I think. So that in reverse would be ideal, because then you can get Konate plus some extra money and maybe use that extra leverage in terms of the extra money that we have to go and get someone like Angelo Stiller. Because Angelo Stiller will be a perfect midfielder for when Bellingham needs competition. I'm sorry, but Bellingham also needs competition. What is... Guys, yeah? I've been rambling on for so long already, and I feel like my head's hot. It's gone. It's up in the air, yeah? And guys, I will get to your comments. Sorry, I will get to your comments in about the halfway mark, but I really need to say something. What is up with the Real Madrid players and not having any competition for their places? No competition. Bellingham has no competition. Vini has no competition. Mbappe may with Gonzalo Garcia, but he won't have a competition. Let's be honest about this. If Mbappe is in full form, then Garcia's not getting in the team. That is simple as. Trent really has no competition apart from Carvajal, but I don't think Carvajal can play a right wing back. I think he's more suited to the right centre back role. Carreras now, Fran Garcia, fine competition there. Arda Güler, for all his brilliance, really should have someone who can replace him. Maybe Brahim Diaz, but I don't think Brahim Diaz is much competition either. Valverde doesn't have competition because he's Valverde, pretty much, and he's fit throughout the whole season. But if he drops down and he gets an injury, then that's a problem there. Howson has no competition. Rudiger doesn't have any competition. Militao doesn't have any competition, maybe apart from Asensio. So we're looking at players. Camavinga is maybe the right competition for Valverde if I would see in that kind of position. But Valverde always gets a start for me because Valverde is our main guy. But every single player in that Real Madrid team needs some form of competition. Vini mostly, Bellingham another, and the rest as well. Because Trent, I don't think Carvajal is suited to that. I think he's already... Look, I want to give Carvajal the benefit of the doubt, but he's suited more to in a free at the back at the right centre-back position. Yeah? So we look at competition in the team, and this is a problem. That's why Konate coming in would be a very good deal to obtain, because Konate is a very good centre-back. Very good centre-back. And do you know what? Forming that partnership with Van Dijk in Liverpool was a really good thing. I think those two work well together, and I can see him, potentially Tchouaméni if it's a back three, and then also Howson working together really well. Konate, Tchouaméni, and Howson, because Tchouaméni, what he does surprisingly well in a three at the back, essentially under Alonso, is just really apply the pressure, step up out of that three, really put pressure on the midfield, and then it gives us more time to organize our players in a shape and then launch a counter-attack or a very intense attacking situation where we can actually build up the play quickly with preciseness as well. So, Konate, Tchouaméni, Howson will be a very, very good back three. I don't see Rodrygo hanging on to his legs very much longer. I'm sorry. He's aging. He's getting on a bit. Konate needs to replace him, if that's the case. So, if we can send Konate to Liverpool and then send Rodrygo back, Konate to Real Madrid and then Rodrygo to Liverpool, that could be a decent deal. But I'd still be very disappointed that Rodrygo goes. Do you know what? I'll say it out there. Send Vini to Liverpool and then get Konate in reverse. Liverpool, do you have the money? Do you have the money in your pocket ready? Because if you do, then do you know what? We're all ears. We're all ears because Vini is the only player in this system, and I keep on alluding back to him, that really can't play Alonso's football. I'm sorry, he can't. He can't. Mbappe really can't either. But you know what? Mbappe is a goal-scoring machine, so we just need to give him that. But Vini, he can't play Alonso's type football. He can't. He's not good enough. I'm sorry. He's not technically good enough to play this system under Alonso. That's it. Finish, yeah? But he's there. He's going to be with us for the season. So if Rodrygo goes to Liverpool and then Konate comes in reverse, then so be it. That's what happened, yeah? This guy hates Vini so much. DM says, okay, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, yeah? It's... I'm gonna come to your comments now, guys, because I see a lot of people saying that I hate Vini, and you can say whatever you want. It just goes well over my head. It goes well over my head. I don't hate Vini at all. Yeah, it's simply about talent. It's simply about talent. Yeah, because Rodrygo was as equally as important to that Champions League win, was equally as important to the Champions League win when we had Benzema there as well, was equally as important, yeah? And yeah, I do admit, the last Champions League win, Vini had a lot of impact. Bellingham had a lot of impact, but also did Joselu as well. Joselu had a lot of impact as well. So, can't count our players. You think Vini was the only one that guided us to a Champions League. It wasn't. It was also a team performance. So give me a chance to just state my case on this guy, because honestly, it does my nut in to see him such a great footballer that was potentially Ballon d'Or winner to then completely drop off and go in a slump. A complete and utter dip in form. If a player has a dip in form, don't play him. Don't play him. Give someone else a chance to play on that left wing. Because if Mastantuono comes in and Rodrygo decides to stay, then I want Rodrygo competing for Vini's position. I want him competing for Vini's position. Because Carreras comes in, I want someone, yeah, and I thank Northside again for really helping me out in that situation where I don't even know what Carreras does, essentially. And he, as a Benfica fan, gave me the full insight. If he's a technically sound footballer, he needs a technically sound footballer also to work with. Vini's not that guy. He's not. He is not. Don't get me twisted, yeah? He is not that guy. On the ball, he is horrendous. Horrendous, yeah? What his strengths are is when the team is open and the opposition team I'm talking about, when there's gaps in the team, he can just simply knock the ball past them, use his pace, come in, maybe go past one or two players, and then try and guide in the box. Apart from that, Vini is not technically a sound footballer. He has problems on the ball. When he receives the ball, if you can't receive a 5-yard pass and control it with ease, you do not deserve to start for Real Madrid. That is what Vini does. But Rodrygo is the complete opposite of that. Rodrygo receives a pass easily, man, controls it easily. He can literally guide the ball, guide it on top of him, and over the top ball, float it down, stop it dead in his tracks. Vini, no flipping chance. I saw Trent loft a couple of over-the-top balls to Vini. Vini had trouble controlling a ball coming literally diagonal to him down on the ground. He knocks it well in front of him and he can't do about it. Nothing. That's what Vini does. So why is he here playing? Why don't you get dropped and work on the training a bit? Why don't you work on your first touch? But Rodrygo, the problem with him as well, and there's a problem about Rodrygo, sometimes I see him on the right wing as well, and he does have issues as well, and he completely ghosts in a game, and you don't even see him for the whole match. You don't see him for the whole match. But when Vini has it, Vini has the aura about him. I hate that word, using aura. He has that aura about him when he receives the ball. Everybody's like, chairs up, let's see what Vini does. But Rodrygo doesn't have that. Rodrygo doesn't have that. He doesn't have that stardom quality. But when Vini ghosts and then Rodrygo ghosts, people still, Vini played really well, didn't he? No, he flipping didn't. About 85-90% of the games in LaLiga last season, he didn't play well. But Rodrygo, he is that dying breed of Brazilian footballers that actually could control a ball, essentially, like the ball on a shoestring. That's what it is. On the edge of the feet. So, do you know what? And I keep on going back to it. I'm going to go back to it again. Rodrygo goes to Liverpool. Then Konate sent him this way. Because Konate is a sound and technical defender. He's good on the ball. He can drag the ball out. He can carry it. And if we have three really good ball-playing centre-backs in Tchouaméni, Konate, and also Howson, then do you know what? We have a good defence. Because Rudiger is not that. And neither is Asensio. Asensio is decent on the ball, but sometimes he has bozo moments. And when he's in negative defensive position, I'm talking about players that may have got the ball off him and he's really trying to track back there and recover. He can't. He's not that kind of guy. Sometimes when he's behind the ball, but he's not a main thought of it and he tries to catch up the play, then he's good. But unfortunately, Asensio, he has a bozo moment in him. I'm telling you right now, that guy is an absolute bozo waiting to happen in an actual match. Yeah? But Militao also, you know what? I want to see him try and bloody hold his body together for about 5 games consistently, because sometimes he goes missing. Yeah, because he's either in pain or hurting. And I tell you what, those ACLs, man, they're trouble, man. He keeps on coming back to them. He keeps on going back to them again and again and again and again. And that's what Militao's problem is. But yeah, what can we do, guys? What can we do? Let me read some of the comments, guys. Let me highlight some of these comments. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have to wait till 2027. Yeah, that is essentially it, isn't it, with Konate? If you're talking about Konate, do you know what? I don't want to wait. You know, if we can send Rodrygo one way and we get some money also, and then, do you know what? Angelo Stiller will be a perfect competition for those midfielders, because he is very, very good on the ball. Very good on the ball, unlike Bellingham. Bellingham is not technical either on the ball. He doesn't have that technique in him that can really, what his strength is, Bellingham, is athleticism. How he drives the ball forward, how he can escape trouble and then drive the ball forward. But when he's in tight, tricky situations and he has 3 men in front of him, he doesn't have the technique in him to understand who's coming at him, where is he going to go, left, right, whatever, backwards. That's all he does. That's all he does. He just turns out of trouble and then maybe passes backwards or passes sideways or an over-the-top ball to any of the fullbacks. That's it. That's all he does. So Bellingham, unfortunately, for when he has space, though, he does well. When he has space and he has time to pick out a pass, he can do that. But creativity, he's not there, man. He's not there. Sorry. But yeah, 2027, I think with Konate would be a mistake if we don't get rid of Rodrygo and we get Konate next year. That's fine. I don't mind that. But look, Rodrygo sent him one way, Konate this way, then so be it. Dave, what do you think about Arda? Do you know what? I would absolutely keep Arda in every single game as possible. And if he can play every game, great. He can play every game. I want him to play every game. I want Arda Güler to play every game because he is one of the only naturally gifted technical footballers in this team. And I keep on using the word technique, guys. Yeah, I keep on using the word technique. The reason I keep on using it is because we have very little of it in the team. Very little of it. Valverde is not a really technical footballer. Bellingham's not a technical footballer. Fran Garcia's not a technical footballer. Trent is, but has his moments. Housen is. Rudiger isn't. Asensio isn't. Tchouaméni isn't essentially on the ball. He's good in terms of defense and what he brings. Vini isn't. Mbappe isn't. And whoever's going to play on the right-hand side, Mastantuono, whoever, whatever it is, he is, but it's going to take him time to adjust to this team. Rodrygo is. So, out of all the players, and maybe Camavinga as well. Camavinga is a very technical footballer. 4 players I named on hand. I can count on one hand all the really good technical footballers there are. Arda Güler, Camavinga, Dean Housen, and who's the other player? Mastantuono. That's it. That's it. And maybe Trent as well, in some aspect. Technical footballer means someone who, in an instant of space, he has no space around him, can really, really glide the ball with ease. No problems. Kvaratskhelia is another one. Doué's another one. Yamal's another one. Pedri's another one. Just to name a few. Ease with the ball. Naturally technical, guys, yeah? That is not Vini. That is nowhere near Mbappe. Sorry. Mbappe, he's good for some things, but keeping the ball at the end of his feet is not one of them. Arda Güler is a special case in this team because Arda Güler is so gifted as a footballer. So gifted. I'm incredibly blown away by how good he is on the football. How with a moment of instance he can just pick out a pass. You saw it with Gonzalo Garcia in the Club World Cup. You saw it with Mbappe, the floating cross. He just picks up his head once, no look, bang, in the box. Trent did as well. Quick look, bang, first time cross. Knew that players will arrive in the box. That is what you need from footballers. Yeah? So if Mastantuono can bring anything like that, great, because then we have another one. And then we have also Trent on that side, and we have Arda Güler. Because Fran Garcia is just a pace merchant. That's all he is. He's just pace. Get back front. Now, Carreras coming in. I would like to see him play with his team, because if he can do that as well, and he can really be great on the ball, a great passer of the ball, then you know what? We have another player in our hands who can adjust to this system, this Xabi Alonso system. Pass, move, one-touch play. Vini holds on to the ball for about 10 million years before he decides to pass it. And if he does pass it, he passes backwards. Never looks forward. Always passes backwards. So, if Arda Güler is, going to be one of our main... I want Arda Güler to be our main focal point in that midfield. He is the one that needs to create majority of the chances. He is the one that's going to be the guy in the pockets, picking up the ball from the strikers, from the midfielders, and really dictating play in the center of the park. Because Arda Güler can play deep. He can play also in the attacking areas. So when you're looking at him in a deep line playmaking situation, when he drops deep, say, okay, defenders, give me the ball. That's what he is about. He always wants to receive the ball because he's confident about that. Bellingham, not so much. Bellingham really doesn't want to receive the ball at all. All he is really is he tackles, receives the ball, gets it in his feet, and tries and directs a pass somewhere. That's all Bellingham does. Or if he has space, he drives through the middle. That's all he does. Valverde is pretty much the same, but Valverde is very effective at it with his defensive duties, with his attacking duties also overlapping as well. Very good at that. But Arda Güler, he is complete package without a really good defensive attribute in him. He's not really a press machine. He's not. But he does press in the game and really tries to apply himself in that area as well. Yeah? But, yeah, it is crazy. It's crazy. But I think Arda Güler is one of our brightest talents. He deserves playing time every single game. He is a guy that should get start regardless. Regardless. I don't care how much competition there is around him. He needs to start. Arda Güler needs to start. He is one of our best footballers. And do you know what I really like about Arda Güler? Is his vision, plus he's also creativity, plus his technique on the pass, plus his shooting ability, plus his ability to work with the team as well. Not a greedy, selfish player. Reminds you of anyone. Yeah, exactly. So he's not greedy. He's not selfish. He always thinks in his teammates. He always looks for who's making the run on the outside. If he goes on the right-hand side, who's making the overlapping run? Is Trent there? And if he does have a tendency to drift off on the left as well, is he linking play with Fran Garcia? Is he trying to come close to Vini? Is he linking play with Mbappe? Is he looking for Mbappe's runs? That's what Arda Güler offers this team. He should start always. More so, he should be more of a priority player than Vini. Because he offers so much more than Vini on the pitch. That's simple. Arda Güler offers 100 million times % more than Vini on the pitch. That is the truth. He is our star player. That's what Arda Güler is. Forget the goals. Where are the goals going to come from if there's no creative spark? Forget it. Arda Güler is our man. That's it. He is simply the best technical footballer in Real Madrid. He should be given the free pass to play every single match. Yeah? He should be given. Yeah, Arda Güler's press does nothing, but at least he does it in terms of trying to close a man down and not watch, wait. Oh, okay, now I'm going to run. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But yeah, exactly. Technical ballers for Xabi Alonso. Yeah? Konate, decent ball carrier. And if Konate can come to us, then do you know what? I'll be really happy about that as well. I'll be really happy about that, yeah? So, honestly, I had to run this emergency meeting, guys. You know what? I had to run it before. Because I'm really, really annoyed that Rodrygo's just being left, like, on the side, like a piece of shit. Let's just be honest about it, yeah? He's been left on the side like a piece of shit from Xabi Alonso. Not even one flipping start in the whole Club World Cup. What kind of manager does that? What kind of manager leaves a player to rot for endless games when people are getting passes in the team? What did Bellingham do for the majority of the Club World Cup? I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing from Bellingham either. What did bloody Fran Garcia, apart from one game, he was decent throughout the Club World Cup. But you know what? Players get passes. Fran Garcia is there obviously because there's nobody there. Yeah, Trent, fine. He had injury scare. Valverde took his place. But free passes are horrible in this team when you have no competition. So yeah, Rodrygo, I tell you what, bro. Do you know what? Enjoy your time if you go to Liverpool. Enjoy your time if you go to Chelsea, mate. I'll be following you as a player because do you know what? Out of all the footballers in the world, I actually really, really, really like Rodrygo. Out of a lot of footballers in the world, I really like Rodrygo. He has sound feet. Very sound feet. And if he's in a system where he's being put as the main guy, then he does excellently well. He will cook, yeah? And do you know what? I don't think he will go to PSG because he'll be then competing with Kvaratskhelia. And Kvaratskhelia is equally as good, if not better, than Rodrygo. And there's a few players in the world that have that right to say that. A few players. Rodrygo's not in the top 5 players in the world by any means, but the situation is that Rodrygo, in terms of technique, is up there with the very best. Up there with the very best. When he gets on the ball, you watch him, you see him. What he does on the football is unreal. Unreal. And his ability to shoot on his left foot also is something that a lot of players don't have. A lot of players don't have. Yeah? So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Would he fit a City? I think he would, actually. I think he would do really, really well under Pep Guardiola. I think he would do excellently well under Pep Guardiola. Absolutely. Yeah? We need a creative midfielder like Pedri. Absolutely. That's simple as. Pedri's not the best creator, I'm saying, but he has the ability in him to create and scan the pitch. Vision. Who is most likely I'm going to pass to? Am I going to pass to Rafinha on the outside, who does work a lot with, because obviously he has a tendency to flow on that side. But when he does work with Yamal as well, them two work really well in tandem. Very, very well in tandem. With Olmo as well in that attacking area, then he's great as well, you know? Dave, did you forget that Rodrygo started against Al Hilal? Wait, hold up. Did he? I think, yeah, he did actually. He did start against Al Hilal. Sorry, I completely forgot about. He did. Yeah, he did start against Al Hilal. Yeah. Yeah, he did. But okay, not one single start, but basically just one single start throughout the whole Club World Cup. Yeah. One single start throughout the whole Club World Cup. Do you know what? It was so distant ago, I don't even remember him being on the pitch. Yeah. But let me go back to it again. Where did Rodrygo play? Where did Rodrygo play? Where did he play? Guys. Where did Rodrygo play? You tell me. Because I know where. You tell me. He played right wing, yeah? Great. Okay. Okay, he did nothing that game. Yeah? He did nothing that game. Yeah? Cool. Who gave the pass to Gonzalo Garcia? Was it that match that was do you know what? My brain is clouded at the moment. I'm literally in cloud moment at the moment. Who gave the pass to Gonzalo Garcia? Yeah, it was him. It was him because I remember the counter attack. Who gave the pass to Gonzalo Garcia? Exactly. Yeah, this is an emergency meeting. Absolutely. It is. But for all his efforts, do you know what? Rodrygo will never, ever be given an opportunity. He will never be given ahead of Vini. He won't be given that opportunity. And I'm sorry, Rodrygo, but you won't be doing that. It's better, honestly, if Rodrygo ends up at Liverpool. Yeah? It's better if he ends up at Liverpool because I want to see the player do well. I do, yeah. Vini can go to Saudi Arabia for all I care. Honestly, he can because you know what? He won't suit any other team either because his ego's so big that he's become the main player of this team that everything goes past Vini. Every single thing goes past Vini, but Rodrygo is left on the side. He's left on the side. It's crazy. Yeah? It's crazy. But Mbappe, he is also a focal player. But if Mbappe gets goals, who cares? Who cares? If Vini got goals, do you know what I'll be saying? Hey, good deal. Do you know what? Vini, do your thing, mate. Do your thing. Stay in the team. If he got goals. So, one Salzburg performance, and suddenly, Vini is our main guy. I said clearly after that Salzburg performance that Vini was absolutely sensational. He was. He was. I'm not talking about just the goals, about talking about his movement. I'm talking about playing with Gonzalo Garcia. I'm talking about the kind of runs he made, the kind of distractions he made for the defenders. But people kept on saying in Juventus game, oh, what about Vini's distractive runs? Distractive runs. Distractive runs. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? When you make a player like Vini do distraction in terms of actually running in certain channels so you can distract the defenders and make them actually go with him, yeah, great against Salzburg. But what distractive runs did he do against Juventus? What distractive runs did he do against Dortmund? What distractive anything did he do against PSG? Yeah? That's it. Distractive runs, people. This is what I've been told in the comments. He makes distractive runs. Great. What about the goals? What about the assists? Yeah? That's it. Simple. Yeah? And, yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Oh, yeah, shit. I forgot it's Vini's birthday today. I was wondering why Vini was getting so many shirts sold. I was in the queue trying to get this shirt, and I was wondering why so many shirts were being sold for Vini. It's his birthday today. Vini's got absolutely cooked on his birthday. God help me, guys. God help me. My Lord. What are we coming to, mate? Man's getting cooked on his own birthday, mate. Hey, sorry, Vini, mate, but you have to hold it today, mate. You have to hold it. Oh, mate. Vini's birthday, you know. I completely forgot it's Vini's birthday. Yeah, I remember. Anyway, that's why a lot of people were actually buying these shirts. What would you do if Vini had a great season and Mbappe had a bad season? Do you know what, mate? Where's that comment, yeah? Where's that comment gone? Jesus Christ. Where's it gone? Can't remember. There we go. What would you do if Vini had a great season and Mbappe had a bad season? Who is getting sold next season? Do you know what? If Vini had a great season, I'll be like, Vini, do you know what, mate? You deserve to stay. You deserve to stay in this team. Because Vini, if he gets those goals, if he's really good on assists, if he's creative, if he's just like an absolute troublesome player to handle, then so be it. Vini, my man, stay in the team. But there's always a big but, yeah? Oh, man, I keep on alluding back to these 10 games, but if these first 10 games, they don't work out for us, and I see Vini absolutely dropping stinker after stinker, I'm going to be absolutely irate. I'm going to be so crazy. You won't want to see me, mate, outside of Bernabéu. Yeah? You won't want to see me, especially the El Clasico game. You don't, yeah? So, yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy, man. This is a certain thing that I want to see Vini do well, but there's also a part of me that want to say, do you know what? Just drop him for 3 games. The first 3 games of the season, drop him. Play Mbappe and Gonzalo Garcia up front. Let's see how they do together. That's it. You see? Here we go. Mbappe scores goals for his own game, not the team. That's also a big problem about Mbappe. I know that already. I know that for a fact that Mbappe, he is a very, I wouldn't say selfish, but he likes to get his goals. He likes to get his goals. He is also a little bit selfish. He's similar to Vini in that respect. But Vini, when he was catering for Mbappe also last year and he was passing across and trying to get Mbappe the goals also, I see why people would say that Vini also maybe has been, how can I say it? He's been also the scapegoat because Mbappe has come in and Vini's just been left on the side also, just become just another player essentially. But every player should be just another player. Sorry, but no player gets priority in this team, maybe apart from Arda Güler. Arda Güler remain in this team, but the situation is, and Valverde and Dean Howson, every other player on the pitch is replaceable. Every single player on the pitch is replaceable, apart from Courtois as well. So yeah, that's how it works, mate. I mean, I'm here in Madrid until the 21st of July. Then I'm back to the UK for work, and then I'm back here for the beginning of the season. but I will be eventually moving back to London with the girlfriend. So yeah, you'll be catching me in more and more studios, but I will come here for big games also during the La Liga season, even games like Bilbao, Betis, all that as well. So we'll be back. We'll be back. Obviously in Madrid at many intervals throughout the year. Yeah. Dave, you allow that media score lines like 1-0, 2-3, 4-0. Embarrassing. Doesn't make us look like a scary big team. No, really, I don't. We don't. I don't want to. It doesn't really matter if we play, for example, Levante, who's come up from Segunda Division, and like we batter them like 5-0, and then the next game we play 1-0. Look, as long as we get the wins, we get the wins. But the situation is, it's the manner in which we get the win, the manner of it. Like Dortmund, 3-2 sounds closer than it actually is, but we actually destroyed Dortmund for about 85 minutes of that game. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, people look at the score and they think, oh, what happened in this game? But let's be honest, Real Madrid actually destroyed. So the 3-2 may seem like a close score line, but we actually destroyed them. Our playing was really good. How we operated the ball around the pitch was amazing. And that is what I want to see more of. You know, that three at the back formation works, and I want to see more of it. You see? What's your relationship with Real Madrid or just a fan? I have a very long relationship with Real Madrid. I've been supporting this club for 30 years. About 98% of my family from my mother's side supports Real Madrid also. And yeah, I have a very long history with this club. Memorabilia all over the place. I have family members who have signatures from players like Butragueño, from many different players. Raúl, Morientes, Redondo. They have posters, they have flags, they have banners in their houses, like an actual shrine to Real Madrid. That's how I've been supporting Real Madrid. So yeah, mate, from very young, like 4 or 5, I started supporting Real Madrid. When I started watching football, essentially, when Raúl I actually started supporting Real Madrid just after Raúl came to the team. It was about 1994, 95, I think it was. So yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. How did the 3 UCLs in a row make you feel? Very good as a Real Madrid fan. Very good. But do you know what? I actually liked also the Champions Leagues that I watched pre-2010s also. So the final against Juventus, the final against Leverkusen, and the final against Valencia. Valencia match was probably one of the best displays of a Real Madrid team I've ever seen. You watch that match, literally, go on YouTube, research that match, Real Madrid-Valencia, Champions League final, and McManaman scored one of the best goals I've ever seen from a Real Madrid player. Honestly, one of the best. An absolute beauty of a scissors kick, yeah? So, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That guy was insane. I love Steve McManaman. Beautiful player on the ball. Absolutely beautiful. You know what I mean? But, yeah, so we're going to be rounding this up in about 7 minutes, guys. So, the last thing I actually wanted to cover was about Xabi Alonso and, like, does he have preferential treatment over certain players, and is he a guy that you think will not rotate his team because he likes certain players over certain? And I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think he will look at also form and how the form base actually makes his decision making on the next game and how a player is going to actually play. So if I do go back to Vini or go back to Mbappe, is because they're going to have obviously preferential treatment over them starting. But then you want to see players like Gonzalo Garcia play in the team as well, because Gonzalo Garcia, what he does is a very number 9-esque type role where he's dropping deep also and he's linking the plane, but he's also looking to get in the box consistently. Like, for example, Trent's cross, like Arda Güler's cross. And he's also looking to create as well. Because when you have that actual physical, athletic player in the starting lineup, you're going to have a great game because you're going to always have someone who's looking to be on the end of it. And Endrick also is like that. I think Endrick is a typical, not I wouldn't say number 9, but he is typically in that fashion where he's just looking towards goal and nothing else worries about him in the match. So Mbappe needs to have competition for his place because Gonzalo Garcia is on his heels. So Alonso really needs to look at the team and who is he going to prefer in terms of an actual starting 11, and then build up extra starting 11s throughout the season, because you can see that throughout the season you're going to play certain teams. Like, for example, I'm going to give you a great example here. Against Getafe, who's very defended, who defends like it's the last game on earth. Like, it's their last game, they're playing Real Madrid, I'm going to defend for my life. Yeah? These kind of games require a type of player like Garcia, because he's always going to be in the box, he's always going to be ready to receive a pass from Arda Güler or whoever's going to be, from Trent or Fran Garcia or Carreras in this case, or if Vini's on the outside. That is the kind of player that you want in those situations. I don't want Mbappe there because he's just going to get blocked off continuously by the players at Getafe. So we need to be a bit more cautious about who we're playing next and what kind of player do we want in this kind of game. Because Mbappe may actually get preferred treatment, but it is a Garcia type game that I wanted to see him start, like Getafe, like, for example, Betis, who love to defend against us, and we saw it last year, how they actually defended amazingly well at home against us. You see? Teams like Espanyol, who defended also really well against us, didn't allow us to break them down. Because Mbappe, what he does, he likes to receive the ball early, essentially outside the box, and then make his runs. But if you have a block of 5 defenders there, you're not going to do nothing. You need a player who's going to be stuck in and making those last-minute runs away from the defenders, allowing Trent to cross the ball, and that's what happens. You see? So there's a difference. There's a difference maker when you have Gonzalo Garcia and you have Mbappe. I want to see Mbappe start against teams like Betis. I want to see Garcia start against teams like Getafe. Teams like Vallecano, I could see Mbappe starting because Vallecano is going to give us a lot of space. Teams like Bilbao, who are defensively good, but they also like to counter-attack as well, Garcia. So you can have Mbappe starting on the left wing, you can have Vini starting on the left wing, and then Garcia in the middle, or whatever you want to do, Alonso. But you have to make your decisions wisely, because I like Alonso for the fact that he will change his team up wherever he feels like it, you see? So that is obviously a very good trait of Alonso, and I think he deserves credit for that, because he's done it with Leverkusen and he changed his team. Big up, Dali. How you doing, bro? Much appreciated. Thank you very much for joining also. We're going to round up in 3 minutes, guys. So I would like you to answer any questions that you have. Put a Q before your question, and I can answer it live on air. And obviously, you see your comment popping up. And we're going to be doing this for the next about 10 minutes or so. So put your questions, obviously, in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking, anything that you want to ask me, and then I can respond in kind. And we'll be doing this for about 10 minutes. But obviously, anything about Vini, anything you want to ask about Mbappe, Alonso, the team in general, before we close out the show. Yeah? And then Dave, thoughts on Mbappe's Perez complaint? I haven't heard of that. What happened? What happened Mbappe's Perez complaint? It may have flown over my head, or I haven't actually read anything about it, but we'll go into the next question while you have a chance to answer that. Yeah. Where do you want us to be in the UCL next season? Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question, actually. Wow. What should Real Madrid's target be in the UCL next season? Guys, in the chat, in the comments, write down your thoughts. Because for me, a final, I should say bare minimum. I should really say it. I should really say bare minimum. Final, at least. But I don't know if semi-final will be sufficient enough in the Champions League. Do you know what, yeah? I think final would be my target. And if we get to the final, we'll probably win it. Because the Champions League, that's Real Madrid's bread and butter. But I don't know if I should say semi-final with Xabi Alonso's first season. Because ultimately, I want to see us win La Liga, guys. That's what I want to see. I want to see us win La Liga. So I'm thinking final. I'm still thinking final. I want to see us at least reach the final. At least reach. I'll be disappointed if we lose that final, by the way. But if we reach the final, then I'll be really happy anyway. Yeah. Do you think Camavinga will be better in the system than Bellingham? I think so. I think Camavinga will be much better than Bellingham in the system. Camavinga is a million times better on the ball than Bellingham. A million times better on the ball than Bellingham. Bellingham maybe in the final area in terms of overlapping the striker is better. In terms of getting in the box and really getting stuck in, using his athleticism maybe for a cross or a striking opportunity. But Camavinga is miles better than Bellingham. Sorry, but Camavinga should get priority over Bellingham. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you think Angelo Stiller will be nice for Real Madrid? Absolutely. Brian's? Absolutely. I think Angelo Stiller is a great player. He's good on the ball. He's that type of deep line playmaker. Somebody who can receive the ball from deep, get in the pockets, thread through other players, help other players evolve into the game as well. That's a really good trait of a kind of deep line playmaker. I'm not talking about Vitinha's level, but we're talking about Stiller. And Vitinha, look at his career path as well. And he's gone to PSG and he's become this world-class player. He's always been really, really good. But as soon as he's gone to PSG and recognized on the grand stage, Champions League, really doing this playmaking role well from deep in their own half, essentially, then that could also be Angelo Stiller. If Angelo Stiller can be in that position as well, then it'd be such a good addition, honestly, such a good addition, yeah? Would you be happy with La Liga only next season? I would be. Yeah. I already said this in my previous emergency meeting, that La Liga next season only would be a very, very good win. A very good win for Xabi Alonso to go for 38 games, beat Barcelona outright in La Liga is an amazing achievement. The league is the main priority. I'm sorry, Champions League, you can butt out for this season. La Liga is our priority. I want Barcelona to keep their eyes on the Champions League, and then they can do that if they want. They're going to face PSG eventually, and they're going to get battered. Real Madrid, yeah, different settings altogether. We need to go for La Liga. We need to also be very, very tidy in that Super Cup of Spain and also Copa del Rey. I want us to go for those domestic trophies first, because we had our eye in the Champions League last year as well. We got battered by Arsenal. That completely deteriorated us. I want us to see go far in the Champions League as well, but La Liga is priority. I'm sorry. La Liga is the priority, yeah? Do you think we'll ever win a treble under Xabi Alonso? Oof, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one, Omar. I'm sorry, that is a very, very tough question to answer. I hope to say yes. I hope that his play evolves over time, but hopefully we can. Do you think that Manchester City would expose us this time or next season? I don't know about that. I want to see Pep Guardiola in the Premier League first, and then I can make my assumption about Manchester City, because usually they start slow and they kick on towards the end of the season. Last season, they really didn't do that. They actually started racking up wins towards the end, and they started closing the gap, obviously. But unfortunately, you need to see Pep's team in the league first before you can make any assumptions of them in the long run. Yeah. What strikers do you think are available good enough for Real Madrid to go after modern strikers or number 9s of old? There aren't really many out there. Sorry, there really aren't many out there. Obviously, Gyökeres is a goal-scoring machine. We know that Haaland is a goal-scoring machine, but I think Mbappe, he needs to learn how to be more effective in the number 9 position. If not, Gonzalo Garcia is going to take your place. And Gonzalo Garcia is the type of player that I would see as a number 9 of the future. Honestly, very good on the ball, very tidy, and can really make the team work as well. Yeah. And that has rounded up the questions, guys. We've been going, obviously, for 1 hour, 4 minutes, but I'm going to answer this last question. David, do you think we will win a trophy next season? Give me the very first 10 games to watch that, and then I'll tell you, because I don't know yet. I don't know how we're going to see this happening and unfolding, guys. But, guys, that is the emergency stream done, emergency meeting. Sorry about being very vocal in the beginning, Rodrygo. He does, I really want to see Rodrygo do well in this team, and I hope he finds his place potentially at Liverpool, and if we can get Konate back in reverse, then so be it, guys. Okay, well, Take care, guys. A la Madrid. You're going to be expecting a video outside the Bernabéu to drop very, very soon. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or if it's going to be tomorrow. If it is tonight, then I'll let you know. But yeah, we'll be dropping many, many videos. Come obviously this week essentially. I'm not stopping the content creation. I'm going ham this time, guys. Yeah, new season, new David. Yeah. Even though I have done a lot of uploads in the past as well, this time it's going to be much different. I'm going to be the main source of all Real Madrid news coming towards you. But guys, take care. Adios. A la Madrid. Y nada más. And we'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Have an amazing day.